You won't believe what happens next. Mike excitedly returned to the office while the boss was soaking up the sun at the beach, leaving the company all to him. Before he set off, he introduced the neighbor to his boss. You know, controlling his own life felt great. Looking at that punk bullying his son made Mike feel chipper. He hit the pause button like he was stopping time for a minute and walked over to the boy, gave a little shake. Mission accomplished. He learned his parents were coming over for dinner. Mike started turning them down, but his wife wasn't having it and dragged him into accepting the invitation. Watching the kids run around on the lawn, he suddenly remembered the remote. He hit the fast-forward button and instantly jumped to evening. Time started flowing again in the studio as his parents arrived, ready to say goodbye. Suddenly, words from the doctor flashed in his mind, as if instantaneously taking him across the river of time. He wouldn't remember that time, but dinner promises vanished. His wife's talk reminded him of the remote. Fast forward to the end. Seeing their faces, he realized he was in trouble. The moment he hung up, the Guardian appeared at the door. He couldn't understand why he felt so insecure, losing so quickly. After a bit of dodging from the Guardian, Mike began to see the harshness of reality. Skip time was automatically navigated by the system. All conversations were automated responses, and to ease his pain, he jumped straight to the recovery point. This jump saved him 2 days, but when he opened his briefcase, he was greeted with some surprises. Oh boy, this was amazing. He quickly skipped the shower and putting on clothes, zipping straight to the dinner table where everything was perfectly set up. This easy life had him bouncing around like a little monkey, but on the way to the office, he hit traffic. He hit the button, sending time flying like a rocket, and when passing a beautiful woman, he accidentally switched to anime mode. Noticing his pale complexion, he grabbed the remote, tried a few settings, and ended up looking like a little sprite. After some fine-tuning, he magically sported out. Watching his boss on stage, Mike's prankster side kicked in, transforming him into a giant, then tiny, switching languages for fun. Thanks to the remote's translation feature, Mike snagged a huge international deal, went home pumped up like a kid, and woke up the kids and his wife. He gifted them fresh annual treats after years of marriage. He thought with these international orders he could finally become a partner in the company. Yet as the boss dragged his heels for another 3 years, Mike's efforts went right out the window. The boss still had no interest. Even after receiving a couple of slaps across the face, he hit pause again and climbed onto the table, asking, "What are you doing?" "Stacy." "Did you hide my lunch?" "Stacy." With a storm brewing outside, Mike was restless and glanced at his son's drawings. He then went into a rant, leaving the 2 kids looking utterly aggrieved, but Mike just shrugged it off. Facing his wife's questioning, he spun some excuses, saying it was about their son, but deep inside was just a whole lot of self-loathing. After resigning, he sat quietly, puffing away at a cigar in solitude, while the boy was proudly showing off the newly acquired car in his family. Seeing the next door kid displaying such a happy and contented expression lifted Mike's spirits a little bit more. Upon returning home, Mike found his wife wanted to return the gifts. Listening to the kids' pleas made his heart a tumultuous mess. Perhaps in that moment, he realized how incompetent a father he was. His solution. Grabbing that remote again. He finally got what he wished for, but after hearing from the boss and neighbor, his smile instantly froze 2 years into the leap. His assistant changed from a woman to a man. The era of automation widened the rift between father and son. Mike tried to mend it, but another fight ensued. As the remote detected the struggle, it started beeping. The kids had grown quite a bit over the year. His wife noticed the uncharacteristic life changes, and the big dog had turned into a little pup. Seemed like he had missed out on a lot in that year. Finally got it. He asked, "I love you. Do you still love me?" Mike, in truly at a loss. No, I give you my word it'll change. I'll be a better man, I promise. Please don't go. I'll stop working, okay? I'll be right here. Father and son reconciled, and the remote fast-forwarded again. Mike hadn't even called the waiter, and the waiter appeared in the shadows. The waiter explained that the remote wasn't broken, it was just auto-executing commands, fast-forwarding to places Mike disliked. After skipping a year, he was used to Mike's lifestyle, including avoiding extra bathing. Frantically wanting to return it, the waiter warned him that he had to return it within a second, yet somehow it ended up back in his hands the next moment. Mike still couldn't cope. The remote shattered. But just as he felt free, it magically reappeared above. Utterly furious, he wanted to throw it away forcefully, but the waiter hastily advised him not to strip in a fit of anger. Otherwise, he'd find himself restricted to one place and unable to leave. No matter how much Mike pleaded, the waiter refused to take it back, leaving him with a simple respect as he shut the door. A new day began, and Mike started avoiding everything. He skipped his morning routine, rode his bike in a bathrobe, and slipped quietly into the office after avoiding, but that bathrobe offended the boss, who kept reminding him to fully engage at work. Ironically, the boss was planning to promote him. Different strokes for different folks. When he woke up again, Mike had become the CEO, but this time the fast forward really leaped him forward a decade until he realized something was off while using the bathroom. A wave of unease rushed over him. Facing reality, he returned home. Mike didn't notice, instinctively opening the door and calling for his wife. The person on the couch spoke up, and Mike discovered it was his son. With his rebellious child contrasting his autopilot life, their relationship was hanging by a thread. Mike pulled his wife into a tight hug, only to hear a furious shout. In those 10 years, not only had he put on weight, but had also gotten divorced. Unable to suppress his feelings, he lashed out intensely. Under his wife's indifferent gaze, he remembered the remote again, lamenting how 10 years ago he had let things. After shouting out loud, the Guardian showed up in the yard, summarizing it all with one line: "This is all Mike's undoing. You shouldn't work from home." No, that's not right. You deceived your wife, deceived yourself, but you can't deceive others. People can be trusted. Please remember to like and subscribe to us.